Are you sure you're a good driver? Leo from Race Lab Inc. is here to shed light on the most common driving errors and how to fix them. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be back.
I'm still picturing you doing your rally car racing in that video where you go at incredibly high speeds. What's the fastest you've driven at?
Oh, I've driven at well over 300 kilometers an hour, including motorbikes as well. But
wow.
Yeah, in rallying specifically, the speeds are actually a little bit lower, but yeah, it's all about the control.
Sometimes, in the car, it's lower than in the motorcycle?
In rallying, because they pick very twisty roads and on slippery surfaces, going 100k an hour this close to trees is actually more exciting than going 300k an hour on the German Autobahn, for example.
Oh my goodness. Well, when it comes to driving, you know what you're talking about. You run Race Lab Inc. and you're going to tell us the most common errors and how to fix them. And the first one is vision, not looking far enough ahead. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we do teach. We've put together 6 most common mistakes people do, and the first is vision. Actually, vision is the single most important thing in driving, and in a lot of other things like skiing as well, it applies. Vision for driving, biggest problem, people don't look far enough ahead. I mean, people just look at the car directly ahead, and when the traffic jam, let's say on 401 starts, you know, you've noticed they start very suddenly. It's because nobody looks far enough ahead. So how to fix this is position your car so you're able to look ahead through the car directly in front of you to the following, preferably 2 vehicles ahead. Then you will never be caught out and you will not rear-end the car in front of you and decrease the chances of yourself being rear-ended.
Oh, that's really good advice, and it's easy enough to do. The next is sitting position, and you're talking about mostly in relation to the steering wheel. So how do we need to sit in relation to that steering wheel?
Yes, so first thing, steering wheel is the most important control of the car. It's actually more important than brakes. If I had to choose between one of these two things failing on a car, I'd rather brakes failing, and I can save it with the steering, but I probably won't be able to save it without the steering. So we need to understand that when we adjust the seat, it's very difficult to get it perfect. But if we can only adjust it in relation to one thing, let's do it with the steering. So there's a way to measure it. You should move your seat or the back of your seat close enough to the steering wheel. Imagine this is a steering wheel. When you cross your arms like this to grab the steering wheel like this and you push away, you should not be able to straighten your elbows. Yeah, so it's like this. If you can straighten your elbows, you're sitting too far. And most people sit about that far. So then they don't have enough control when things do get hairy.
That's new. I'd never heard of that before. And then about the steering wheel, you say not holding it properly. And you say that we need to hold it at 9 and 3, not 10 and 2.
Exactly. Well, think about it as a clock. Unfortunately, I don't have the steering wheel with me. But if it's a clock, or Formula 1 steering wheels are actually rectangular like this, not 10 and 2. Not on top. This is the worst one. One hand on top is the worst one. And this is unfortunately what the popular culture with all those Fast and Furious movies kind of promotes. And it's terrible. It's one of the most dangerous ways to hold a wheel. So 9 and 3 is the best. And you kind of hang your hands like on your thumbs like this. There's other ways too. If you're doing a very long drive, maybe 10 hours to Quebec City, it'd be a bit long, a bit difficult. So the other way is on slightly lower on the steering wheel like this, but with 2 hands, and never like this.
Yes, and when you said it's dangerous, you're right. I was in a car accident where the airbag was deployed, and they said it was very fortunate that I wasn't holding it like this, because a lot of people, the airbag deploys, they punch themselves in the face and break their nose.
Yes, yeah, and even just the chances to get into an accident.
It could have been, maybe that's why.
Well, yeah, when the car starts, like say, being unstable, you're going to move with the wheel, so you're going to only rock it more out of control. It's terrible.
Yes.
And it's amazing. You buy a used car and you see a mark on the steering wheel. It's on top of it. That's where most people hold it. It's just bad.
Right, and when I looked at my steering wheel, because the people at home might look at theirs as well, I noticed that there was the plastic molding at 10 and 3, or not 10 and 3.
9 and 3.
9 and 3. And so I thought, oh, I guess I can't hold it there. But you said that's exactly where you hold it. It's not to grip the wheel like this.
Yeah, it's hang it on your thumbs. Hang your hands on your thumbs like this.
Yeah, that's really good information. The next one is not having any experience with the car at the limit and relying on electronic devices.
Yes. So we drive straight on 401 and we have no idea what actually happens if the car starts doing something out of control, skidding or emergency braking or tons of different maneuvers, because we never try. We just think we'll never have to get to it. But it's like you practice, I don't know, in the military you practice for fire drills. You gotta be ready for the time when things will go wrong. And now the electronic helpers, electronic nannies in the cars make it so much easier that people never even bother about thinking. But guess what? When things go wrong, those electronic devices won't defy the laws of physics.
It's so true. We only have 30 seconds left, so I want to make sure that people know that they can sign up for Race Lab Inc. and learn more of these strategies. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's exactly what we do. We give people a chance to try their or our car or different car control things at the limit in a safe and controlled environment. So then when things do go wrong, they've been there and they know how to fix it.
And it's such an invigorating experience because I know someone who's taken the course and absolutely loved it. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you very much.
And up next, we're going to have Walking to Workplace Wellness. We'll be right back.